Hi, my name is Vena. I'm originally from Rea, but I live in Nandi. I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
Bula, I'm John from Kornabuan, Tapua. I love listening to Today FM. It rocks.
Bula, I'm Teopola.
Bula, I'm Makanisi.
We love listening to Today FM because it rocks in Ba.
Bula, my name is Tisa. I've been listening to Today FM.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
In the news tonight, Sudelpa maintains restoration of GCC. Speaker tells Parliament of impartiality. And clash of opinions over FNU course.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Jackie Spate.
While Sudelpa still remains unclear on the issue of Fiji being declared a Christian state, party leader Sitiveni Rambuka has confirmed the parliamentary leader's call that if the party achieves victory in the next election, it will reinstate the Great Council of Chiefs. This comes on the back of the continuing controversy created by the Methodist Church on the weekend when it called for the reinstatement of the GCC and Fiji being declared a Christian state. However, tonight the Fijian military has entered the foray to calm down tensions, warning that the Methodist Church should not provoke any ethnic tension or instability. Ritika Pratap has more.
Not sure about the Christian state, but a definite yes to the GCC.
Yes. Not the declaration of Fiji as a Christian state.
Meanwhile, the church would not make any further comments, telling FBC News it is going to have a meeting with the Prime Minister today. However, when the Prime Minister was asked by FBC News about this meeting, he had this to say.
No, I've not been told of any meeting.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
In the meantime, the Fiji military forces released a statement last night warning the Methodist Church about what they say.
Concerned because they were raising issues that had caused us problems in the past. We want to remind people that issues that bring division to us has not been good for Fiji, and we've learned lessons in the past.
Nopoto has maintained the military will always ensure the safety of all Fijians.
We take our role very seriously, that we would ensure that people in this country live peacefully, and that they are not intimidated. And I ask that all of us play a role in creating that stable environment for us.
Meanwhile, other churches who were approached on the issue of Christian state in Fiji say they are not willing to comment on the matter. Ritika Pratap, FBC News.
Speaker of Parliament Dr. Chiko Luveni today told the House that her impartiality is guaranteed. Her comment came after the opposition members accused government members of interfering with the proceedings of Parliament and the Business Committee, as well as blocking motions and questions which the opposition wanted tabled. Opposition MP Nikono Waikula had requested Dr. Luveni issue a directive to government members.
I'm asking you, Madam Speaker, to please direct that side of the House not to interfere with the independence of the legislature, because it makes it look bad. And that's what they have been doing.
And he is imputing that we are interfering with your impartiality, that we are interfering with your independence.
My impartiality is guaranteed when the standing orders are followed. And the Business Committee, when scrutinizing motions and questions, there are rules that need to be followed. And these have been the deciding factor in accepting or acceptance of motions and questions put before the Business Committee before it is approved and put in the order paper of today.
Opposition MP Nikono Waikula today labelled a certificate course in commercial farming conducted at the Fiji National University as a failure. He was responding after Education Minister Dr. Mahendra Reddy highlighted in Parliament that interest in the program is declining. Pranita Prakash has more.
The idea behind the program was to motivate and attract school leavers towards agriculture to improve farm productivity.
Over the two-year period 2013 and 2014, a total of 73 students successfully completed the program. In 2013, 49, and 2014, 24 students, so a total of 73. Then 2015, the 43 students are now under attachment. They're doing the practical attachment. And this year there are 25 students. So gradually interest in this program is declining.
Opposition MP Nico Nawaikula went on to say that the commercial farming program has failed.
It's a failure, the program. The interest is declining, 43. It's because he asked the wrong people. Okay. So could he inform this House what measures will he now put in place to bring incentive?
Dr. Reddy says they are working on ways to get more students back into the program.
We will ask FNU to get data on the students and ask them to come forward if they want to continue into commercial agriculture. And then on the other hand, I've spoken to Honourable Minister for Lands to look at what's available. He has already identified, I think, 300 acres of land in Nahua, and also talk to ETLTV and see what's in the land bank to make parcels available.
In 2013, the government had announced a range of assistance will be provided to agricultural students after they graduate to help establish themselves quickly. This includes a loan of up to $70,000 to cover cost of 100 acres farmland. Pranita Prakash, FBC News.
Opposition MP Nico Nawaikula today in the House clarified his position on legalizing the use of marijuana. Nawaikula, in a point of order, told the House that his support to legalize the narcotic isn't for recreational use. The MP was responding to a comment from the Minister for Local Government, Praveen Kumar, who said in jest that he wished he were in Parliament yesterday to hear Nawaikula's marijuana proposal.
What I want to correct a misrepresentation. The allegation from that side is that I stood for the legalization of the consumption of marijuana. Yes. Let me make it clear. Yes. Let me make it clear. Yes. It would be foolish of me as a grandfather and as a parent to say that, to legalize the consumption. What I insisted yesterday, to legalize the commercial farming. Yes.
The Fisheries Ministry recently introduced a vessel monitoring system to help in the surveillance of our exclusive economic zone. This was highlighted by Fisheries Minister Semi Koroilavesau in Parliament this morning. He said they also have observers in all licensed fishing vessels that carry out inspections while the boat is at sea. The ministry also has an electronic system where units are installed on ships, which takes video shots of activities on board.
Vessel movements within its territory, either be Fiji or any other Pacific Islands, is basically monitored. And these reports are also given by the fishing vessels that are legally fishing to report any illegal activity within the area of responsibilities.
Still to come, Fiji becomes first country to get climate funds. A new FBC TV show to provide financial literacy for families. Stay with us.
हम लोगों में रहते हैं और मिर्ची एफएम सबसे बेस्ट स्टेशन है।
हमारा नाम मेसी है, हम गोल्ड टाउन तापुआ में रहता है और मिर्ची इज हॉट इन तापुआ।
Hi, we Bagels. We love Mirchi FM because it's hot.
निवेश तापुआ में रहता हूँ, सुनता है यहाँ मिर्ची एफएम is very hot.
Mirchi FM, it's hot.
Fiji is the first country to obtain funds for an adaptation program under the Green Climate Fund. The fund is a unique global initiative to respond to climate change by investing into low-emission and climate-resilient development. Shireen Shivan reports.
Economy Minister Ayaz Sayed Khayoum was asked to explain Fiji's access to climate finance.
Access to climate change, climate finance is something Fiji and small vulnerable states have been trying to access for over a long period of time, through the Conference of Parties, or COP. Just a week ago, we had the high-level Pacific Island Dialogue on building resilience to natural disaster and climate change. Can the Minister inform this House as in what ways can we gain access to climate finance?
Sayed Khayoum says $32 million grant was obtained from the fund through the Asian Development Bank for the Suvarnabhumi Corridor Waterwork Project, which is a $300 million project implemented in a period of 4 years. Meanwhile, works are underway to establish the Fiji Development Bank as an accredited organization under the Green Climate Fund umbrella.
We believe that with the accreditation of FDB under the GCF umbrella will not only bring opportunities for Fijian businesses and of course the government itself and state-owned enterprises, but be able to be the conduit to other Pacific Island countries that do not necessarily have the same economies of scale that we do have.
Sayed Kayum says the access to funds from the Green Climate Fund is very bureaucratic and time-consuming. Thus, this measure is being taken. Sharin Shivan, FBC News.
Minister for Defence Ratu Inoke Kumbombola says talks were held earlier this week with the Qatar government to sign a defence agreement. Kumbombola was responding to a question in Parliament from opposition MP Viliame Ngavoka on the safety of Fijian peacekeepers given their capture and subsequent release in Golan Heights, Syria. The minister adds there are 811 active Fijian peacekeepers that are spread over 6 different missions across the globe.
We are working with Qatar. You referred, Honourable Member, to the capture of 45 soldiers in 2014. It was this minister, the Minister for Defence of Qatar, he was Foreign Minister at that time, that we sought assistance from, and that he was willing to help in the negotiation and the release of our soldiers. He is now the Defence Minister of Qatar.
A light moment in Parliament this morning as the MPs celebrated the Prime Minister's birthday. Warengembaini Marama, who turns 63 today, says he is overwhelmed with the efforts made to make this day overly special for him.
Happy birthday to you. Happy long life to you. Happy long life to you.
Overwhelmed today with all the wishes, the cakes. My sugar level has gone up, but I hope I'll run it off in the next couple of days. But I want to thank everyone, especially friends and relatives, who have sent me birthday wishes for today. It's this morning in Parliament when I was surprised with a happy birthday song. It really did surprise me. So I want to thank everyone in Parliament, including the members of the opposition, who I understand started the song.
The Fiji Broadcasting Corporation has launched another local program aiming to provide financial literacy for families. The first episode of Nondai Lavo, meaning Our Money, was aired last night. The half-an-hour show in the Itauke language provides tips to the viewers on how to better manage their money. The show is produced in partnership with the Reserve Bank of Fiji.
The show comes in 3 different parts, and they consist of interviews, and also we've got a segment on history of money, so know a bit more about where our money comes from and how it came here, and also money tips, where you can use these tips on a daily basis to better your financial status. And yeah, so basically it's a great show, and I recommend that everyone watch it.
Ahead in sports with Jamie, Fiji under-20 ruggers gear up for New Zealand Challenge, but next Rachel is here with business.
Thank you, Jackie. Good evening, and coming up in business tonight. New rugby currency explained in Parliament. And in growing Fiji, a new jetty for Lakamba. Stay with us.
I'm Rafnil from Nekota, and I love listening to Today FM.
My name is Stanley Girdler, and I'm from Australia, but I'm part Fijian from Watraki, and I love listening to Today FM Rocks.
For the best music and less talk, we tune into Today FM in Nasalai Village. Today FM rocks.
My name is Inai Ali, and I'm from Ba, and I love the big breakfast on Today FM. I just love it and hope you love it too.
My name is Jay from La Paz. I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
My name is Naushin, and I'm from Sambeto, and I love Today FM. Today FM rocks.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
In business tonight, the Land Transport Authority has welcomed its new Chief Executive, Kamain Pianta Dosai. Dosai joins LTA with a wealth of experience in energy and water sectors in Australia and Vanuatu. No additional costs were incurred by the Reserve Bank of Fiji in producing the new 50-cent coin and $7 bill. Economy Minister A.R. Syed Kiyum, in his statement to Parliament this morning, explained the cost and efforts behind it.
The production of the new 50-cent coin and the $5 note was covered by the Reserve Bank of Fiji and not the government.
It is important to note that the unit cost of producing one $7 banknote is in fact lower than the cost of printing an existing $5 note, which is approximately 30 cents per note.
The RBF is confident that the cost of these coins and notes will be recovered by the sale of special uncut sheets of the $7 notes.
Typically, the designing, production and delivery of banknotes or coins ranges between 12 to 18 months. The RBF, with its partners, banknote printer and coin mint printer, took only 8 months to produce the commemorative currency.
The RBF has entered into circulation 600,000 of the $7 notes and around 700,000 of the 50-cent coins.
Plans and efforts are currently underway to curb issues of flooding in Nandi River. Economy Minister A.R. Syed Kiyum says JICA has drawn up plans to dredge the Nandi River and build a couple of new bridges. Syed Kiyum says this project will cost an excessive of $300 million, which JICA is willing to fund after conducting a rehabilitation survey. However, the government wants to take a blended finance approach where funds can also be sought through the Green Climate Fund. He adds this is only planning stage, and in the couple of months government will know of a viable funding option.
There was some work that was done for the diversion of the Nandi River. Unfortunately, that never took place at the time it was supposed to. Today, the development around Namaka and all those places have just sprung up to such a high level that the diversion program actually cannot be undertaken. It will cost billions of dollars to do that, to relocate people, etc.
The world's trading nations are being affected by economic plans of U.S. President Donald Trump. Elizabeth from HFC Bank has more.
Vinaka Rachel. Both the Australian and New Zealand dollars dropped as President Trump administration outlined his tax reform plan. Meanwhile, U.S. dollar strengthened as Treasury Secretary Stephen Mnuchin announced plans to lower personal and company taxes in an effort to stoke economic growth. Trading nations came under pressure as well following reports the U.S. is about to quit the North American Free Trade Agreement. That announcement could come in the next day or two. The Dow Jones was up 0.18% and the S&P 500 was up 0.21%.
Thanks, Elizabeth. On to today's exchange rates. The Fijian dollar weakened against the Chinese yuan and the American dollar, closing at 3.22 and 46 cents respectively. Closer to home, the Australian and New Zealand dollars strengthened to close at 62 and 67 cents, while the PNG Kina dropped, closing at 1.30. Onto the commodities market, a drop across the index today as oil prices closed at $49.40 a barrel. Gold closed at $1,261 an ounce, and silver closed at $17.46 an ounce. Fiji, a relocation site has been identified for the Tumbo Village jetty on Lakemba Island. While responding to questions from opposition MP Semesa Karavaki, Minister for Infrastructure Praveen Bala highlighted that works on the jetty will be carried out in 2 phases. The jetty had sustained damage during Tropical Cyclone Winston. Bala says the first phase will include the repair of sections of existing jetty as part of the Fiji Roads Authority's maintenance program.
With regards to the decision to relocate the jetty, will form part of Phase 2. Madam Speaker, the investigation process is underway.
And that's it from Business Tonight. Now to sports, and here's Jamie with the latest.
Thanks, Rachel, and good evening. Up ahead in sports, Sevens newbies out to impress. And fundraiser event planned for former Fiji boxing great. This and more after the break.
Well, Tevita Rokuta, my Honokula and Rasa Lutoka, Duba Talita Canavarro on a radio Fiji one.
Bulan Arango Fina, my Corviri Nandi, Autotalita Canavarro and a radio Fiji one. Na programa ni mas masu na mataklailai.
Oya ochone kurinambila mai gunangoru na makete hinga toka kwe kido taletakini na baroro na Radio Fiji 1 gene na domoi viti.
Na Radio Fiji 1 na domoi viti na bonga ni BNN.
Glenda Kautini and Samu Mbale are trying their hardest to impress Fiji Sevens coach Gareth Beba and earn a spot in his team for the last leg of the World Series. The pair are in camp with the national team preparing for the Paris and London tournaments. Meli Tavanga caught up with the tour training today and filed this report.
Originally from Rewa, Glenn the Kautini hopes to make the final cut.
Goal for this last leg to be first debut here in Paris. I hope it is, and I must work for it.
The Kautini, who plays for Winnaco Rugby, finds it hard competing with experienced players who also vying for a spot.
Tough to be battle with old faces over here. Just like Coach said, you must move forward, believe in yourself. You can get a spot here, last leg. Thank you.
For Samumbale, who plays for Tambandamu, making it into the training squad is a milestone for his rugby career.
I want to thank the Lord for what He has done for me. I've been struggling a lot with my family, and we've been facing difficulties. And being chosen to be part of the training squad is something I will cherish, and I will do my best to make the final cut.
The squad has a pool of 17 players in the training squad, and Coach Beba is expected to name his final squad for the last leg next Tuesday. Melitawanga, FBC Sports.
The stage is set for the Oceania Rugby Under-20 Championship in New Zealand tomorrow. The Vodafone Fiji side takes on New Zealand in the tournament opener at 7 p.m. This story from Rugby Australia.
Oceania Under-20s Championships is about to get underway with the captains from each nation gathering at Bond University on the Gold Coast.
We've been preparing for the last 3 months. It's been hard. The boys have done the hard yards. We're looking forward to the game against New Zealand. This is an opportunity, a great opportunity for us to match up our individual skills with nations such as New Zealand, Australia and Samoa, who are at the Tier 1 nations.
We're feeling pretty confident. We've been training for about a month now, so we're slowly coming together as a team. Hopefully we get out there and get the result that we want.
It's a really good group of guys. Everyone gets along really well. Everyone's just hungry to be better, hungry to do the best they can. Obviously, as I said, you're representing your country, so obviously that's enough motivation in itself. So I think with the group of boys, it's going to be really good.
New Zealand will go into the competition as favourites and are feeling confident.
Yeah, no, we're looking pretty good. We're just nailing down a lot of clarity at the moment and whatnot. So we've had a pretty quick sort of get-together coming in on Saturday. So we've just really been going over what we want to do and trying to get as much clarity around that as we can.
Meanwhile, Reds Under-20s back rower Reece Hewitt has been named as Australia's captain when they take on Samoa on Friday night.
It's an absolute honour. Obviously, it's every Australian kid's dream who's fulfilling to play rugby, just to make Australia for one, but also to be a captain is just something else. Really honoured. It's a really good group of guys, and I wouldn't want to do it any other way.
A massive $105,000 deal was announced today to assist the Suva and Namosi rugby teams for the Skipper Cup competition. The two unions will not have to worry about sponsorship for the next 3 years after signing deals with JAXA Fiji. Rohit there with the story.
$105,000 for 3 years, a sweet deal for two of the bigger teams on the domestic scene.
For players to come in and sponsorship come in, preparing the players, it's a big boost in regards to financial support. The gears that they have to wear, what are the support, the sponsors that the JAC's going to give us.
Grateful for the management and the JAC's team for coming on board. We hope to give them some mileage.
The deal is also targeted towards development of the sport in the two provinces.
It's more the sponsorship and a partnership model where with our expertise we'll be assisting to help Namosi Rugby Union with support to develop sporting into their areas. So that's the critical area where we want to focus and grow.
Suva beat Malolo in the first round, while Namosi lost to Naitasiri, and both teams are using this weekend's bye week to prepare for round 2.
Usually we used to have 12 teams. This year we're having 8. So it boils down to a very tough competition.
Winning the first game with Malolo was really a moral boosting to the boys. Out of the team of 23, there were 12 new players for the Suva team.
The deal includes merchandise and financial sponsorship. JAXA Fiji is also the major sponsors for the Nandi and Naitasiri rugby unions. Rohit Deo, FBC Sports.
71 days to the World Netball Youth Championship, and Fiji Pearls coach Vicky Wilson is keeping the national under-21 side very busy. Wilson says players now realize how hard they have to work to be able to make it to the championships, which will be held from the 8th to the 16th of July in Botswana.
What's important for us is to make sure we keep developing depth, and should anyone get injured, we've got someone else who's able to step up and take their place. During the school holidays, we run a really intense program. We have 2 to 3 sessions a day.
The Raiwai Boxing Club will host a fundraising event this Saturday to assist former Fijian boxing champion Sakaraya Ve. Once dubbed the Muhammad Ali of Fiji boxing, Ve lost all his belongings in a house fire a few years ago, and the club is taking the opportunity to give back to the man who in his prime raised the profile of Fijian boxers. Rohit Deo with the story.
More than 12 amateur bouts have been lined up to raise money for a forgotten star.
Sakaraya, at the moment he's been forgotten, by many. But he's the one who lived, who represents Fiji in boxing, and he's happy that we bring him back. Because what I remember is, the last time his house and his belongings was burned out there.
Sakaraya Ve had a record of 62 wins, 36 of them by knockout, in a total of 87 fights, and was the only Fijian boxer to have fought at the Wembley Stadium in London.
As you know, Sakaraya Ve, one of the all-time greats. Most recently, he's gone through some difficult times, and we were advised by our affiliate, the Raiwai Youth Boxing Club, that there's something we could do, and this is a way of showing back appreciation to one of the Fiji's greatest boxers.
The boxers taking part in the promotion are all in the Fiji squad preparing for the Pacific Mini Games and will need to perform to keep their spots in the national squad.
We have picked Fiji team squad to go to the Pacific Games in Vanuatu in December this year to represent Fiji. And FABA expects all those boxers to France Saturday. They need to keep their sport, so they need to perform at this at Saturday and continue fighting.
The program begins at 2 p.m. on Saturday at the Raiwai Boxing Club. Rohit Deo, FBC Sports.
That's it from sports tonight. Angie joins you with a weather update later on, and in our new media segment right after the break, Telecom Fiji launches new app for customers. That's coming up.
कमल रोशनी है, हम लोगों में रहते हैं और मिर्ची एफएम सबसे बेस्ट स्टेशन है।
हमारा नाम मेसी है, हम गोल्ड टाउन तापुआ में रहता है और मिर्ची इज हॉट इन तापुआ।
Hi, we Bagels. We love Mirchi FM because it's hot.
निवेश तापुआ में रहता हूँ, सुनता है यहाँ मिर्ची एफएम is very hot.
Mirchi FM, it's hot.
A new self-care Android application launched this morning will allow the Telecom Fiji Limited customers to access and manage their Telecom and Connect accounts online. The whole idea of the application is to give the customers the flexibility to manage their accounts at their convenience. This includes access to notifications, current promotions, customer care locations, hotspot locations, and roadshow locations. It took TFL 6 months to design and develop the new application.
Now customers don't have to wait for the end of the month or wait for their bills to arrive on the post. They can access their bills whenever they feel like and download it. And also it allows them to be able to apply for new services.
And it's weather time now with Angie.
Hello there and welcome to the Weather World. It was an unexpected weather change for most of us as rain largely dominated much of Fiji. And as they say, when rain comes down, umbrellas go up. Checking out the scenario in the west, it was partly sunny with rumbles of thunder which made conditions cloudy. Eastwards from Peck Harbour to Suva, there were showers which will become heavier later tonight. And up in Vanua Levu, conditions were partly sunny which turned cloudy as we entered the evening phase. At sea, east to southeasterly winds 15 to 20 knots with moderate seas. And for those that have sea plans for tonight, the next low tide will be at 1:25 tomorrow morning with a high tide at 7:35. Sunrise will be at 6:23. Also tomorrow, the eastern areas are in for showers and the rest will have fine conditions except for evening where rain will barge in. Tomorrow's temps, Lambasa will be warm with a high of 31 and low of 24.
And looking further on to Saturday, there isn't much rain indicated, but who knows what Mother Nature has in store. And that, Jackie, is our FBC weather for tonight.
Thanks so much for that, Angie. In the world of the weird and the wonderful, the Kitty Hawk Flyer, an electric flying vehicle, will go on sale this year. The Flyer is an ultralight aircraft that doesn't need a runway because it takes off and lands vertically. On Fijian Pulse today, we asked the public, should pharmacies in the country open 24 hours?
Whenever they need assistance from the pharmacy, whatever, when they need. I think it's going to help the public as a whole.
I think it's a good idea because people are also sick at night and not only in the daytime.
Pharmacies should be open 24 hours and so that the patients can take all the medicine.
I think it should be open 24 hours to make it easier for all the patients.
Recapping the main stories, SODELPA maintains restoration of GCC, Speaker tells Parliament of impartiality, and clash of opinions over FNU course. For these stories and others, you can tune in daily to our sister radio station Gold FM. To our poll question this week, we are asking, do you think the Coke Games should be moved to the West next year? Visit our FBC website to answer. On to our shot of the day. This was sent in by Emosi Rangisia. He shares with us the sunset along the Sabu Sabu waterfront. Send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email fbcnews@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via Facebook page FBC News. Or you can also follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC_news or simply hashtag FBC News. That was your FBC News for tonight from the team and I. Bye for now.
Warong na radio Fijuan. Bulan na rango pina may korabiri nandi. Auto talitaka na warongo na radio Fijuan na programo ni mas masu na mataklailai.
Oya ochone kurinambila mai bunangoru na makete hinga toka kwe bido talitakini na warongo na radio Fijuan gene na domo iviti.
Na radio Fijuan na domo iviti na bonga ni bienen.